This is the dawn of an age. We're screaming to is excited to have an ice-cold beverage, adult beverage, after a hot day, man? I know I am. Who's excited for Money in the Bank tomorrow? I am. I know you guys are. SmackDown tonight, though. The go-home for Money in the Bank. I missed last week's SmackDown. I wasn't here live last week. They gave away all the good shit last week. They figured I was back this week. Yeah, we'll just go into this very mid. SmackDown was largely a nothing burger tonight. Nothing really substantial happened on tonight's show. Money in the Bank is already set. We'll go over some preview and predictions tonight. But DIY, Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa finally are the new WWE Tag Team Champions after a long road. Just like they won the NXT Tag Team titles at Toronto TakeOver. They win their first set of main roster tag team titles in the same building, man. The throwbacks. Chef's kiss. Ladies and gentlemen, it was a hot one today. It was a hot one today. I know, because I was on Randall's Island for Pokemon Go Fest all day. I'm tired, and I'm burnt. And I'm hot. So I'm gonna need a nice ice-cold beverage. And when I get there on this Friday night, I want to know, what the fuck are you guys drinking? I'll see you over there.
Why has Triple H been so successful? Why is Triple H running WWE better than Vince McMahon and Bruce Pritchard on Monday and Friday night? Long-term booking.
Thank you so very much for joining me right here on Off the Script. This is your SmackDown post show for July 5th, 2024. I'm your host, JD from New York. As always, coming to you live from the OTS venue. Thank you guys so very much for joining me on your Friday evenings, wherever you may be. SmackDown tonight, man. Money in the Bank tomorrow night. WWE invading Toronto, Canada for the weekends. The energy is high. The stakes are on the line. who is going to be Mr. and Mrs. Money in the Bank tomorrow night. It all starts with the go-home show tonight, which, honestly, it was a very lackluster go-home show. And, again, I don't want to pretend like it wasn't a bad show. Or pretend, rather, it was a good show. It was a bad show up until the main event. There was really nothing that was overly exciting for me anyway. I felt like there was just a lot of filler. Whatever WWE could not get onto Money in the Bank on Saturday night, they just kind of threw on to Friday Night SmackDown tonight. But in the main event, we saw Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano finally win the WWE Tag Team Championships against Austin Theory and Grayson Waller. Finally, they are champions on the main roster. It took a little bit for them to get going. It took a little bit for them to find the right groove. It took a little bit to get the right program for them to make them the tag team champions. And I felt like Austin Theory and Grayson Waller, they were the right opponents for them. Toronto was the right city for them. This weekend was the right time to do it. And Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano finally taste championship gold on the main roster. That was the biggest takeaway for the show tonight. And on top of that, there wasn't really anything else for WWE to get you excited about. I mean, everything is already set. WWE, I thought, did a very good job this Money in the Bank build to get you excited, to build what they need to. So tonight, going on into Friday night, they basically laid everything out for you already, and they were just ready for Saturday to get here. That's what it felt like to me. WWE is absolutely ready to get Saturday night underway and get those plans rolling through Money in the Bank, and let's get on into the SummerSlam build. WWE is ready. You can tell where they're going with a lot of this stuff. Punk is ready to come back. McIntyre and Punk will be one of the marquee matches for SummerSlam. WWE teased Cody Rhodes and Solo Sikoa being the main event for SummerSlam tonight, which obviously would usher in the return of Roman Reigns. WWE has done a great job building each of the participants in the Money in the Bank ladder matches, both for the men and the women. So the build has been spot on. There wasn't really anything else for WWE to go out there and do. So they put on a show that was basically leftovers for Money in the Bank. Whatever they couldn't get onto the Money in the Bank card, they just threw out there with a little subtle build, little subtle cherry on top going into Saturday night. Like I said, DIY was the biggest takeaway for the show, and there was really no Bloodline up until the last 2 minutes of the show, where they cut a very good vignette to let everybody know that Solo Sikoa wants Cody Rhodes. And they did the open of the show very Vince McMahon-like. They sent out all of the men Money in the Bank participants, and they had everybody come on out and basically recite to one another why they are going to win the Money in the Bank ladder match. Other than that, not really much going on for WWE tonight. But I will tell you, man, I'm excited for Money in the Bank. I can't wait to get in front of you guys live tomorrow night. It's going to be great. There's going to be a lot of excitement. It's going to be a lot of big moments, a lot of things to talk about. And I can't wait to break it all down for you tomorrow night. But we got tonight to get through, and that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to try our best to get through tonight, and we are going to get through this SmackDown coverage right here on Off the Script. I want to thank you guys very much for joining me here on your Friday nights. Man, it was a hot one today. It was a hot one tonight, man. Or today. I was in New York City for a few hours on Randall's Island doing one of my guilty pleasures, man. I was amongst everybody else at Pokemon Go Fest. Had a good time. Very happy to see it come back to New York City 2 years in a row. Pokemon Go is one of my guilty pleasures, man. Anytime I'm out, I go for a stroll, go for a walk into town, get a coffee, man. I got Pokemon Go on my phone all the time. Like I said, it's one of my guilty pleasures. Had a good time there, man. I got a little burnt. Sweat my ass off today. It was 90 degrees in the baking sun. It was worth it, though. I had a good time. This week, there's a lot of content on the channel this week, man. We were live on Monday. We were live on Tuesday. We were live on Wednesday. We're live tonight. We'll be live tomorrow. A lot of live streams. If you missed any of them, go and check them out. Tuesday night, the Solid Monster and I, we're live on Tuesday Night Titans, episode 55. Go and check it out. You guys want our dual discussion of Money in the Bank, a full extensive breakdown of Money in the Bank. Solid Monster and I got you covered, man. Go and check that out. Tuesday Night Titans, the best duo show in the IWC live every week, 8:30 p.m. Eastern, Tuesday night. I'm sure we'll have a lot to talk about on Tuesday with Money in the Bank this Saturday. So go check that out. It's on the homepage. Monday Night Raw, Dynamite, which was a tremendous show on Wednesday. Hopefully they can keep that momentum. I know the ratings came in less than stellar for AEW on Wednesday, but it comes with the territory, man. You put on enough bad shows, nobody's going to watch the good shows. It's just the way it turns out. But Wednesday was a tremendous show, and hopefully they build some momentum going into All In and follow that up on Wednesday next week. So go check all that stuff out, like I said, on the homepage. Please follow me on social media. At JD from NY206. Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Cameo. Hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on the bell for all notifications. I would love it if you guys hit that thumbs up. I see 1,500 in here and growing, but I only see 340 likes. Let's get that up. If you guys are in the stream tonight, if you guys are in the chat, hit that thumbs up. Super chats are open. Get them on in. Hang out. At the end of the show, we'll go over anything you guys want to talk about. Questions, comments, concerns. Make sure you guys get them on in. And we'll drink at the end of the show, as we usually do. And make sure you guys check out my sponsor for tonight's show, Blue Chew. BlueChew.com. Code JD at checkout. All you guys need to do is pay that $5 shipping and handling, and you guys are going to try Blue Chew on me because I love you so much. I want everybody to rise legitimately. Blue Chew. BlueChew.com. Code JD. Talk about our friends over at Blue Chew a little bit later on in the program. Let's get into SmackDown tonight, man. We start off with the men's Money in the Bank ladder match. What draft? During these dual-branded shows, there is no draft. Everybody's in the same building. Jey Uso made his way to the ring, and he is over big time in Toronto, man. Everybody was doing the yeet in Toronto. I think the Vegas bookers have Jey Uso as the odds-on favorite to win Money in the Bank tomorrow night. No. So Jey Uso is not winning Money in the Bank. Drew McIntyre is winning Money in the Bank tomorrow night. Do you want to know why? Because WWE made the official announcement, or I think it was reported that officially the main event for Money in the Bank tomorrow night is Seth Rollins challenging Damian Priest for the World Heavyweight Championship. Gee, I wonder what's going to happen there. Yes, the six-man tag is not closing the show. It is the World Heavyweight Championship. Rightfully so. If Cody's not defending his championship, he should not be in the main event. Damian Priest is the other world champion. He is defending his world championship. He should be in the main event. That main event comes with a price, though, because we have a guarantee from Drew McIntyre that he's not only going to win Money in the Bank, but he's going to cash in and win the World Heavyweight Championship in the same night, thanks to Mr. Punk ruining him twice before this. So that is your main event tomorrow night. Jey Uso's in the ring. He thanked Cannon for letting him get into the country. A little shade on himself, I guess, for his him and his brother's drinking problems. He asked the crowd to yeet if they wanted him to win Money in the Bank. Obviously, they yeeted. Out comes LA Knight. Yeah! LA Knight walked out. Odds-on favorite as well. At least from a fan perspective, is LA Knight. He interrupted Jey Uso. He said Jey might be the odds-on favorite to win and credited him for breaking free from the Bloodline. LA Knight said the crowd will be chanting, yeah, and not yeet. Tomorrow night, they went back and forth, and then all of a sudden, Carmelo Hayes comes out. Carmelo is not winning Money in the Bank. He should have a good showing. This is the type of match you want to put Carmelo Hayes in, being that this is his first full year on the main roster. But he's not winning Money in the Bank. He will eventually win Money in the Bank at some point in his career. This year is not it. Carmelo is out there. He says Toronto didn't want to hear all that. No yeah and no yeet. Chad Gable comes on out. He interrupts all three of these guys. And he starts to address everybody in the ring. He talked about living his own personal hell the last few weeks, thanks to the Wyatt Six. Andrade then interrupts. And Andrade's out there. He doesn't really get a lot of crowd reaction. Said winning Money in the Bank is his dream. It's their dream. But dreams don't win matches. Drew McIntyre walks out. And then he's immediately welcomed with chants of CM Punk, CM Punk. He says he expected more from Canada, being part of the Commonwealth. He said Punk isn't there, but Punk's family is always with him. And he shows the bracelet that he continues to troll CM Punk with, the one that he stole from Punk before he sent him off to the hospital in Chicago. He said the violence Punk has received from him is what's going to happen to all of you at Money in the Bank. He enters the ring. He calls Andrade El Idiot instead of El Idolo, El Idiot. We got louder CM Punk chants here from Toronto. He told Chad Gable he just feels bad for Chad Gable. He told Carmelo Hayes that he has a bright future, but you are not him. You are looking up at him. Carmelo fired back. He didn't have a microphone near his mouth. Drew didn't really give a shit what Carmelo was saying to him, but he tried to clap back at Drew McIntyre. He didn't give a shit. He looked over at LA Knight and said the word he needs at Money in the Bank isn't yeah, but rather no. Drew looked at Jay last and asked, how the hell did you even get across the border anyway? Andrade then all of a sudden attacks Drew. Wade Barrett says he was upset with Drew McIntyre calling him El Idiot. Drew took out everyone who came after him and left Jay and LA Knight down on the mat, and the others were down around ringside. Knight and Jay recovered and took turns punching him to a yeet and yeah dueling chant, and then clotheslined him over the top rope. And basically it was left between LA Knight and Jey Uso, two of the odds-on favorites to win this match, who will not win Money in the Bank on Saturday night. It will not be Jey Uso, and it will not be LA Knight. Oh, my goodness. We got a $100 super chat from my guy, Adam Casper, with a $100 super chat. Hi, guys! Hi, guys! That's all he says. Adam Casper walked into the beer garden screaming, "Hi, guys!" like Jericho usually does. I think everybody in the venue is saying, "Bye, guys!" God, what an awful fucking gimmick. What a ridiculous fucking gimmick, man. I'll give Jericho credit. Like I said with Jesse on Wednesday, the segment with him and Hook on Wednesday's Dynamite, simple and effective, man. Probably the best thing that they've done. But thank you, Adam. Thank you for your generosity, and thank you for being here and hanging out with us on the Friday night SmackDown post right here on OTS. I love the energy, man. Keep that up. Keep that up. Let's keep it going. Money in the Bank. Solid Monster and I talked about this on Tuesday Night Titans, episode 55. If you guys want to go check it out, it's on the channel. If you guys want to listen to it in the audio version, it's on Spotify, iTunes, and all other major audio platforms. Jey Uso is not winning Money in the Bank. LA Knight's not winning Money in the Bank. And the reason why these two mega over baby faces are not winning Money in the Bank is because LA Knight is going to SummerSlam and he's going to wrestle and challenge for the United States Championship held currently by Logan Paul. Jey Uso, though I know everybody would love to see him win some sort of championship gold, seeing how over he is, he's not going to win championship gold because Jey Uso, right now anyway, let me correct myself, right now anyway, because there is something bigger in Jey Uso's future, and that is getting the family back together. That's more important to Jey Uso. That will be more important to Jey Uso, because when Roman Reigns comes back, Jey Uso is going to need to side with Roman to take care of this little civil war that we got going on with the Bloodline. Jey Uso, Jimmy Uso, Roman Reigns, and whomever else is going to align with Roman as he battles Solo Sikoa, who thinks he's the tribal chief. So LA Knight and Jey Uso, two mega over baby faces, not winning Money in the Bank. Carmelo Hayes, not winning Money in the Bank. He's not factored into being a world champion this year. Don't know why you would even entertain the thought of him winning Money in the Bank. This is not Vince McMahon. Andrade, ice cold. He ain't winning Money in the Bank. The only one left here, Gable, that I would consider the dark horse in this thing, also not winning Money in the Bank. There are a couple of different avenues that Gable can go and turn this thing around for himself. He can win the Money in the Bank and cash in on the Intercontinental Championship. He could. He wants the belt so badly, he could do that and cash in and win that title that has basically eluded him for over a year. He could win it and cash in on Gunther, or whoever the world heavyweight champion is at SummerSlam. Take it away from Gunther. Cash in on Damian Priest. Don't even give Gunther an opportunity to win it. And then he just drops it back to Gunther at Bash in Berlin, which would have been the way it was going to go anyway. So there's two different avenues that Gable can go. He can win the IC title if he wanted to. He can go and win it from Damian Priest, the World's Heavyweight Championship. Take it away from Gunther, who's supposed to be the world champion by SummerSlam. Just wait a little bit longer. 4-week reign. We end that at Bash in Berlin. Gunther crowns himself in Berlin. I don't think either of those things will happen. I don't. I think Chad Gable's SummerSlam is already set. I think Chad Gable is a dark horse. He's not winning it. I think Chad Gable and the Creeds align themselves in the build to SummerSlam. And I think the Creeds and Chad Gable forming a new Alpha Academy battle the Wyatt Six at SummerSlam. That's my prediction. That leaves one and only one Drew McIntyre to win Money in the Bank. And it's a dead giveaway based on what we seen a few weeks ago in Chicago when Drew McIntyre put out CM Punk after what he did to him in Scotland. And after he took the bracelet that is so very important to him with AJ and Larry's name on it. And the fact that the main event of Money in the Bank tomorrow night is Damian Priest defending the World Heavyweight Championship against Seth Rollins. Gee, I wonder what's going to happen there. basically set up for McIntyre to win, cash in, and fail. And he will fail. He will make it a triple threat match, and he will fail. I think that's the way it's going to go. Or, if it's not made into a triple threat match, Damian Priest beats Seth Rollins, because I do think that's what's going to happen. I think Damian Priest beats Seth Rollins, and I think Drew McIntyre tries to cash in on Damian Priest, only for CM Punk to come out and fuck his world up again. A third straight time for the World Heavyweight Championship. I do. McIntyre won the World Heavyweight Championship at WrestleMania. He had it taken away from him. Scotland comes around. He challenges Damian Priest for the World Heavyweight Championship. And he gets fucked over by CM Punk in a referee shirt. And now the trifecta will be complete in Toronto. Punk will be in Toronto. McIntyre will come within an eyelash of the World Championship. And he will lose again. 3 straight World Heavyweight Championship opportunities. And McIntyre will have Punk ruining all of them. This will set the feud to basically a 12. If we're gauging this on intensity level here, 10 is the max. It's past the 10 right now, especially if McIntyre gets screwed again at Money in the Bank. This will give us Punk versus McIntyre. Punk will be cleared. SummerSlam, tremendous. They haven't even gotten a match in yet. And look at the fucking blood feud that this has become already. I love it. McIntyre will win Money in the Bank, and that's the way it will transpire. Does McIntyre try to cash in on Damian Priest after the match is over, during the match? That's the only part I don't really know. Don't know how they're going to wing it there. I don't know what Seth Rollins does at SummerSlam. I don't understand where they're going with Seth Rollins going into SummerSlam. If he's going to be a factor at SummerSlam, I don't know. I don't really know what they're doing with him. But I do think going into SummerSlam, our 2 World Championship matches will be Damian Priest and Gunther for the World Heavyweight Championship, and Solo Sikoa versus Cody Rhodes for the WWE Championship. I do think that's the way we're going. So we will see what happens at SummerSlam, at Money in the Bank. It's going to be interesting. I do. Now, as far as the Money in the Bank ladder match, I know there is a potential, and I know I see people talking about it, that this Money in the Bank has a potential to have a lot of interference. There's a lot of chaos surrounding the WWE participants in this match. Chad Gable has the Wyatt Six chasing him down. Drew McIntyre has CM Punk. We got Chad Gable, like I said, with the Wyatt Six. Drew McIntyre with CM Punk. We have LA Knight with Logan Paul. I do think at the end of the match, we will see McIntyre win. We will not see Punk in that match. I don't think that we'll see the Wyatt Six. We could, but not in a very, over-the-top way. Maybe something happens in the match where the lights go out and Gable gets kind of scared. He falls off the ladder of some way. I don't know. We may see a little interference there on their behalf. Maybe we just see Nikki Cross, or maybe we see silhouettes of one of them in the crowd and Gable gets spooked and he falls off the ladder. But Logan Paul, I do think Logan Paul will interfere in the ladder match, and I do think that he will cost, at some point, LA Knight a chance to win Money in the Bank. I do think that the prominent run-in tomorrow night will be Logan Paul. We didn't see him on the show tonight. We didn't see him in any way, shape, or form. So I do think that he will interfere and cost LA Knight, and that will get us the match at SummerSlam with LA Knight challenging Logan Paul for the WWE United States Championship. So after all that I just said, Drew McIntyre will win. Logan Paul will interfere. We might see some interference from the Wyatt Six on Chad Gable. And McIntyre will fail a cash-in, and he will get screwed by CM Punk in the main event between Damian Priest and Seth Rollins. That's the way I see things playing out. And I do see Damian Priest going to SummerSlam and challenging Gunther for the World Heavyweight Championship. Whether Gunther wins or not there, I don't know. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. And yes, Solo, I will talk about it a little bit later, but yes, they have every intention, as seen by that last promo that ended SmackDown tonight. Solo and Cody Rhodes will be the main event for SummerSlam. It will be. Jackie Redmond interviewed Bayley backstage and asked what it takes to win a Money in the Bank ladder match. Bayley said you have to stay sharp because it's about timing. Chelsea Green, who is a dark horse in that match for the ladies, interrupted and said her advice is almost as irrelevant as Bayley is. She said she wouldn't even be women's champion if it weren't wrongly, or if she wasn't wrongly ejected from the match. She said when she's missed Money in the Bank, she'll know when she's coming for her. Bayley told her to come back after she wins an actual match. Piper Niven attacked Bayley from behind. Green said next time she sees her, she'll have the Money in the Bank contract in hand and cash in on her to win the championship. So they're basically setting this up to give you a tease that Chelsea Green might win Money in the Bank. And if she does, you're seeing how she's going to go about trying to win the women's championship with Piper Niven in her back pocket. Chelsea Green is a dark horse just based on how WWE is going into Toronto. Chelsea Green is from Toronto. She's the hometown favorite. And I think that would be a nice pop. I could see Chelsea Green being Miss Money in the Bank. I mean, it fits her character basically to a T. But I don't think Chelsea's going to be the one tomorrow night to win the briefcase. That is reserved for Tiffany Stratton. Tiffany Stratton, if you guys have noticed, since she's made her ascent on Friday nights, she has been out of the spotlight for several weeks. WWE hasn't done much with her at all. And WWE now is just starting to slowly once again integrate her back into the plans. She hasn't been feuding with anybody. She hasn't been on TV. She hasn't been in anything important. They're keeping you in the know by featuring her in these little subtle ways. Backstage with Nia Jax. She was the first one to come out tonight during Bayley's match. They want you to know that she's still there. And even though she doesn't have a priority on the show, even though she's not being thrusted down your throat, WWE wants you to be aware that Tiffany Stratton is there, and when she wins it, and she wins on Saturday night, it's going to be the rocket pack strapped to her, and she's going to be the women's champion. That's the way I see that playing out. We'll talk about the ladies in a little bit, but I do feel that Tiffany Stratton is the odds-on favorite to win that Money in the Bank. Again, it just suits her character perfectly. You could bedazzle it. You could turn it pink and fluffy and furry. I think that's the way they're going to go with Tiffany Stratton. Street Profits. They wrestled pretty deadly tonight in the opening match of Friday Night SmackDown. This went 10 minutes. This wasn't bad at all. Pretty deadly. Haven't really had much to do on Friday Night SmackDown. I don't know where they've been. I don't know what's going on with them, why they're not being used. This wasn't really the greatest way to reintroduce them if WWE wants to get them back on television in some sort of meaningful way. The Street Profits have fallen off the face of the earth as well. I don't really know what's going on with them. Ever since Bobby Lashley has gone down with injury, this stable, the Pride, has absolutely just been a complete fail. Nothing's been mentioned about Bobby Lashley. Nothing's been mentioned about the Pride. Nothing's been mentioned about the group in any way. So I don't know where they're going with the Street Profits. I don't know if they're going to start rebuilding the Street Profits. They're going to need something for this tag team division. Right now, it's got nobody. Montez Ford had control early against Elton Prince. Angelo Dawkins tagged in. Profits landed a double hip toss on Kit Wilson, who tagged in. Elton Prince fired up, tagged back in before going after Dawkins. Dawkins came back with a big leaping elbow. Pretty Deadly took Dawkins down with a series of moves, and we go to a commercial break. Come back from break. Elton Prince is working over Dawkins. Wilson tagged in, and that's where Dawkins battled back. And Wilson and Dawkins headbutt each other down. Dawkins then crawls over, gets the hot tag to Montez Ford. He ran in. He took both members of Pretty Deadly out. Montez landed a standing moonsault. He goes for a cover on Elton Prince, only gets a 2 count. Ford went to the top, but Prince cut Ford off. From there, Pretty Deadly hit a superplex on Montez Ford. Angelo Dawkins comes off the top onto Kit Wilson for a near fall. Pretty Deadly's on the outside. Ford landed a running flip dive, took both of them out. Back inside, Kit Wilson was on the receiving end of a Montez Ford frog splash, which was basically all she wrote for the 1, 2, 3. And the Street Profits beat Pretty Dead. Lee. Sorry. I zoned out for a second. Pretty Deadly. Don't know where they're going with the Street Profits. This could be some way WWE starts to build them back up. DIY is going to need a credible challenge going into SummerSlam for the Tag Team Championships. And right now, the Street Profits are the only other team on Friday Night SmackDown that makes any sort of sense or you get any sort of direction for the Tag Team Championships. So it may be at SummerSlam we get Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa defending against the Street Profits. Could be. This match was fine. Not all that important. But the crowd ate it up, and they loved the Street Profits. Grayson Waller and Austin Theory, they were shown backstage getting ready for their tag team title main event against DIY. Austin Theory told Grayson Waller that they need to be on the same page if they're going to win tonight. Waller said that Austin Theory is losing his focus. Theory says he's been thinking about what Johnny Gargano has been saying, and Waller asked, how many titles has he won with Johnny Gargano? And then he starts listing off his accolades. United States champion, 2-time United States champion, Mr. Money in the Bank, the youngest Mr. Money in the Bank in the history of WWE. He beat John Cena at WrestleMania. You didn't do anything like that with Johnny Gargano. He said DIY is trying to turn them against each other. And Theory seemed encouraged by Grayson Waller mentioning off all these things. Because in some sense, he is correct. Indy Hartwell and Candice LeRae against Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill. This was an absolutely nothing burger of a match. They are clearly, once again, positioning Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill to go after the Women's Tag Team Championships. At this point, does anybody really care? I know I don't. And I don't think they will be the Tag Team Champions when they get that second opportunity at Alba Fire and Isla Dawn. I do think the second opportunity will lead to a breakup between both Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair. What else do they have to do? They are beyond the tag team division. Anybody is beyond the tag team division. It's dead. 4 minutes. Belair got a hot tag about halfway in. Jade tagged back in and finished LeRae with Jaded. And Bianca Belair gave Indy a KOD. So they didn't even bother doing a double team finish. They just did their signature moves individually. Is that a foreshadowing of what's to come? Does one think they are better than the other? I don't know if I'm the only one that was thinking that, but is that a subtle tease as to where we're going here? And Triple H likes to riddle these things under your nose and off the radar. He likes to play games with the viewer. He likes to be cheeky with the viewer. Is them not using a tandem finish a subtle tease as to where we're going here? I don't know. I don't know. Other than that, unimportant garbage. Who gives a shit? Yes, a house show match. It's exactly what this was. Bianca and Jade win. After the match, Kathy Kelly's in the ring and asked if that win was imperative to getting back on track. Belair said the last couple of months have been rough, but this is the start. Jade thanked them for keeping the titles warm. Isla Dawn and Alba Fire, thank you. She said everyone knows it's inevitable that they will get their tag team titles back. Sure thing. Randy Orton, Cody Rhodes, and Kevin Owens. They showed all three men heading to the ring from backstage. Cody was smiling, or kind of a half a smile, not really fully smiling, but half a smile. KO was stone cold. And Randy Orton was mixing up a protein shake. And I don't know if you guys noticed. I certainly noticed, because I know I'm fixated on Randy Orton's, eyes and where they're looking. He was walking behind Cody, and he was staring at the World Heavyweight title. That was one time. He did it again while they were in the ring. All three men wrestling the Bloodline tomorrow night at Money in the Bank. We don't know which formation of the Bloodline it will be. My guess is that it'll be Tama Tonga, Tangaloa, and Solo Sikoa. I do not think Jacob Fatu will be in that match, though I do think the Bloodline will end up winning the match. All the babyfaces made their individual entrances. Randy Orton comes out, Kevin Owens comes out, Cody comes out last. Toronto, what do you want to talk about? He says they could talk about Sami Zayn and friends. Sami Zayn had a comedy show Friday night or Thursday night. 16,000 in the arena for a SmackDown. Sellout crowd for Money in the Bank. NXT Heatwave on Sunday. What do you want to talk about? He says it seems WWE and Toronto are just a good fit together. They are. He said Solo Sikoa and this new Bloodline have asked for a fight, and they are ready for it. Orton spoke briefly, saying the fight will end with the three most dangerous letters in sports entertainment, RKO. Randy Orton, during this promo, was pacing around when Cody Rhodes was speaking, and he had his eyes on the WWE title for a second time tonight. Looking at it. Looking at Cody and looking at the title from behind. What type of foreshadowing? Jacob Fatu is in the match, says Cody Snyder. There you go. So I'm assuming it will be Tama Tonga, Solo Sikoa, and Jacob Fatu. Love it. Yes, Cody was looking into the crowd and addressing us, and Randy was looking at Cody's title. Second time tonight. It's funny, we're not getting Cody and Randy at SummerSlam. I think we get Cody and Solo. I know we get Cody and Solo. Randy, I don't know what he does at SummerSlam. I'll give you guys a hint. It's with somebody in the ring right now. Kevin Owens cuts a very emotional promo here in Toronto. Said he wanted to talk about the last 4 days. He said he got a call from his dad earlier in the week that his mom was in the hospital with a medical emergency. Says he and his dad and his brother were at bedside seeing her fight like hell. He says his dad and his mom aren't here tonight because his mom is still in the hospital fighting like hell. He said he couldn't stay home, and he probably should have, because the one person it would have been a problem for is his mother. She would have never allowed him to stay home. He said ever since he was 11 and he discovered pro wrestling and WWE, She did everything she could to make sure he'd realize his dream. She always told him to leave it all in the ring. So if she heard he missed a show because of her, she'd be pissed. He says he's more serious than he's ever been, and all he cares about is doing what his mom has wanted him to do for the last 4 years, and that is not just kick the hell out of the Bloodline, but beat their asses worse than ever before. He slammed the mic down, and his music played, and that was the way the segment came to a close. Cody didn't say much. Randy didn't say much. This was Kevin Owens' spotlight here. Thoughts and prayers go out to KO and his family and his mother's well-being. Hopefully she continues to fight through whatever she's dealing with and gets back home ASAP. We didn't really get any new information from this promo. Not from Cody, not from Randy, not from Kevin Owens. But what we did get is Randy Orton not once but twice eyeing the WWE Championship. And we're going into this six-man tag, which will probably be positioned somewhere in the middle of the show. And the Bloodline will be apparently Jacob Fatu, Solo Sikoa, which makes it that much more interesting, being that Jacob Fatu is going to be in the match, and Tama Tonga. The way that I see this thing playing out is that the Bloodline wins. And not only does the Bloodline win, Solo pins Cody Rhodes. That is my prediction. Solo's going to need a big victory, non-title-wise, before we get to SummerSlam, to give off the impression that he deserves a shot at the World Heavyweight Championship. And that would be the perfect way to do it. You just can't come out and be gifted the Ulafala, call yourself the tribal chief, demand a world championship match, and knowing Nick Aldis, he's not the type of GM to do that. Cody Rhodes will be pinned by Solo Sikoa Saturday night. Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes, they're dropping major teases that it could be Cody and Randy at SummerSlam. Way too soon, man. Way too soon for a mega match like that to be happening. I think Cody Rhodes needs to take care of Solo Sikoa first. And then that means with Cody and Solo happening at SummerSlam, this will open the door for Roman Reigns to return in Cleveland. And I think with the help of Roman Reigns, Solo loses to Cody. Cody retains the WWE title. And we are on our way to building towards Survivor Series after SummerSlam. That's the way I see it. Randy Orton, I do believe, if it doesn't happen on Saturday night, I believe it happens somewhere in the next 4 weeks where we get Randy turning heel, and Randy versus Kevin Owens is the SummerSlam match going into Cleveland. That's the way I see things playing out. Because if you think about it, what else does either guy have to do? You can do Kevin Owens versus Jacob Fatu. You could do Randy Orton versus Jacob Fatu. I don't know how they go about doing Randy and Kevin Owens and what they have going on at SummerSlam. I do think that they will probably end up canceling each other out, and they will have a match together at SummerSlam, because if Cody is going to wrestle Solo and then Roman's going to come back and be interjected into the Bloodline saga, Cody's going to need something else to be preoccupied with. And I do think that something else is going to be Randy Orton, but by that time, we need to turn Randy Orton heel. Does it happen at SummerSlam? Does it happen at Money in the Bank? I don't know. But I think that's the general idea where we're going. So if we look at how things potentially could play out, I don't think WWE is going to give Jacob Fatu a one-on-one match yet. I don't. Not on the night where Solo is wrestling Cody Rhodes for the WWE title. You do not want to take anything away from Solo Sikoa. being in the main event. If you put Jacob Fatu on the show and you put him in a one-on-one match, it's going to outshine anything that Solo is going to do against Cody Rhodes. Not going to happen. The only reason why I said it is because Jacob Fatu versus Randy Orton or Jacob Fatu versus Kevin Owens, man, oh man, that sounds like a fucking intriguing idea or ideas. Not going to happen, though. If Solo's wrestling Cody, it needs to be about Solo and Solo only. Jacob Fatu could be out there. He could have a stare down with Roman. You don't need to do anything too over the top with Jacob Fatu yet. He's there. His presence is more than enough. Damian Priest will wrestle Gunther for the World Heavyweight Championship. CM Punk will wrestle Drew McIntyre in a grudge match or a blood feud match, whatever the fuck they're going to call it. Grudge match. Cody Rhodes versus Solo Sikoa for the WWE Championship. Logan Paul versus LA Knight for the United States Championship. We could be looking at Braun Breaker versus Sami Zayn versus Sheamus versus Ludwig Kaiser in a fatal four-way for the Intercontinental Championship. We could be looking at DIY versus the Street Profits for the tag team titles. Randy Orton versus Kevin Owens in a one-on-one match. SummerSlam shaping up to be a fucking banger. It's the way I see things playing out. I do think Solo will be pinning Cody Rhodes, though, on Saturday night. I think that's the way to go about it. It's all right if Cody loses. I'm not too concerned about Cody taking a pinfall from Solo Sikoa, as long as it makes sense and as long as it's building towards the title match. Maybe something happens in the match where something accidentally happens and Cody takes the pinfall, and it's not even his fault. There are ways around it to protect him. The thing I'm looking forward to is how are they going to get Randy and how are they going to turn him into a heel? Does it happen Saturday night? Does it happen in the build leading into SummerSlam? Cody versus Randy's not going to happen right now. You got the rest of the year to worry about that. That could be Cody's last feud before we get to Royal Rumble season. I'm very excited to see how this all plays out. Bayley. She went one-on-one with Piper Niven. Non-title match. This was a rematch from Clash at the Castle. We all knew that Bayley wasn't losing this match. Or losing this match because she's got a championship match coming up with Nia Jax at SummerSlam. They used this match as a background to getting all the ladies involved in the Money in the Bank ladder match. This was a lot more fun than the men's, honestly. The men's segment reminded me of an old Vince McMahon segment where he usually just sends everybody out. One guy's out there to talk about Money in the Bank, and then 5 other guys interrupt the first guy that's in the ring. Very Vince McMahon-esque. I hate it. Some things just need to die. This, on the other hand, was done a little bit better. Actually made the crowd come a little bit more alive because the match with Bayley and Piper Niven wasn't really doing anything for anybody. Io Sky was shown sitting in the audience. She kicked us off with all the participants already being out there. She's the first one there. Piper Niven had control early over Bayley. Worked a headlock. Action goes to the outside. Piper Niven ran Bayley into the ring post. We go to a commercial break. We get back from break. Zoe Stark and Lyra Valkyria all of a sudden were shown in the crowd. Tiffany Stratton then walked down the aisle and made her presence known. And as the match continued to roll on, inside the ring, Bayley worked a sleeper hold. Piper Niven slammed Bayley to break up the sleeper hold. And we get a reset here. All of a sudden, the women's Money in the Bank ladder match participants, they brawled on the outside, and things got a little crazy. Stratton went to the top rope, and everybody was standing there waiting for her to jump off. She hits her moonsault off the top rope onto everybody on the outside. Inside the ring, Piper Niven went for a splash. Bayley moved and landed the Rose Plant for the 1, 2, 3. Bayley, I believe, yelled the F-bomb, and the cameras picked it up. I don't know if they blacked the screen out or not. I wasn't really paying attention. Nia Jax all of a sudden appeared out of nowhere and took Bayley out after the match. and hits Bayley with a leg drop. Michin ran out, cleared the ring of Nia Jax as she was wielding a kendo stick. Bayley and Michin stood tall as the segment and match came to an end. Michin. I guess they got to get everybody involved, huh? Nia Jax is out there. She showed her presence. She's getting a SummerSlam Women's Championship match in Cleveland. Michin's out there as she's been having minor issues with Nia Jax. So next week it will be Michin versus Nia Jax. And they also announced Baron Corbin and Apollo Crews versus Angel Garza and Humberto Carrillo. Tag team match next week. Not really the most exciting start to SmackDown going into next week. This was fine. I enjoyed the ladies kind of causing chaos out there during this match. It made the crowd come a little bit more alive. They were a little bit more into it than what was actually happening in the ring with Bayley and Piper Niven. So I didn't really mind it. And like I said, I'm going with Tiffany Stratton to win the women's Money in the Bank. I do think that's where WWE is going. Main event. Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa. They wrestled A-Town Down Under for the WWE Tag Team Championships. This was great. This was really, really good. This whole match was a callback to NXT TakeOver Toronto. Now, I don't know if you guys, some of you might not know what the meaning of NXT TakeOver is, what an NXT TakeOver is, what happened at NXT TakeOver Toronto. If you guys want to go back and watch it on the WWE Network, I urge you to go and relive it because it's probably the greatest WWE Tag Team title match in company history. Still to this day, there has not been a single tag team match that has even come close to what those four guys did on that night, in that ring, at that show. The only other tag team match in WWE history that came close to what those four guys did was TakeOver New York. Aleister Black and Ricochet, who won the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic that year, wrestled the Viking Raiders in the Open of TakeOver New York. To me, DIY and the Revival, that's what they were known as in NXT. Now they're FTR, better known as FTR. 2 out of 3 falls. We got callbacks here to that specific match. We got spots in that match getting callbacks tonight. I mean, DIY actually broke out FTR's finishing move in the tag team match tonight. It all starts with DIY walking through the backstage area. Camera is following them as they're walking towards the camera, talking about how important it is for them to win the tag team titles, what this city means. Last time they were in this city together, they won the NXT Tag Team Championships. Why Johnny Gargano came back to WWE 2 years ago in this very building, claiming that this is his home. Love the promo, so it got started the right way. As soon as we get the introductions made, things broke down pretty quickly. All 4 guys brawled. Action spilled to the outside. Revival and American Alpha is not better. No, it is not. You may think it's better, but the majority do not. No. Action spilled to the outside. Champion Gargano hit stereo splashes. Show went to an early commercial break. We get back from the break. Johnny Gargano had control over Austin Theory, and we got some distraction here. Theory elbowed Gargano, and the tide changes from A-Town Down Under getting control. Waller tagged in, landed a splash on Gargano before working an armbar. Theory tagged in and kept the match in their favor had control over Johnny Gargano. The action spilled to the outside again, where Waller was taken out by Johnny Gargano, and he was leveled with a Cleveland Destroyer, a.k.a. a Canadian Destroyer. We go back inside the ring. Johnny Gargano and Austin Theory, they go blow for blow. Theory hits a neck breaker on Gargano, goes for a cover, he gets a 2 count. We go to the show's final commercial break. Show comes back and Gargano ran into a knee from Grayson Waller. Waller, from there, accidentally hit Theory. He meant to hit Gargano, but Gargano ducked. Theory was on the apron and Waller leveled Theory. He falls to the outside. DIY landed a shatter machine, which is basically the finish of FTR or the Revival. They landed that. Corey Graves called it out by exactly what it was, a shatter machine. They get a 2 count. And DIY, very close to ending this match with the finish of FTR. So we got all 4 guys in the ring now. They're brawling. Gargano is taking a lot of punishment here. Ciampa gets back in there. He hits a backbreaker on one of them, tags in Gargano, and I believe it was Grayson Waller in the middle of the ring. He gets DIY's finish. They meet in the middle. They hit their finish. Theory, all of a sudden, is on the outside. Now, I noticed after they hit their finish that Grayson Waller was a little bit too close to the ropes. Theory, I knew, was on the outside. I'm like, well, this is not going to end here. Would have been a great ending. But Theory, on the outside, puts Grayson Waller's foot underneath the rope. The referee, Jessica Carr, saw it. And the match continues. Gargano, all of a sudden, angry, puts on the Gargano escape. And Ciampa, he puts on the Sicilian stretch at the same time. Waller ultimately tapped out. And they basically mimicked the finish to their NXT Toronto match against the Revival in the same way, in the same city, and DIY won the Tag Team Championships. Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa are your new WWE Tag Team Champions. Really good stuff. I don't know why this didn't take place on the pay-per-view, but with 16,000 on a Friday night, I guess it really doesn't matter, huh? Finally, they win the Tag Team Championships. It looks like Grayson Waller and Austin Theory are headed for Splitsville. I don't know where they go as a team. I don't know if they split before SummerSlam and we get a one-on-one match at SummerSlam. I don't know if they continue to be a team and maybe try and get back to Tag Team Championships with one turning on the other. I don't know. From my vantage point, I'm going to need a little bit more of an emotional attachment to someone like Austin Theory if they plan on turning him babyface and have Grayson Waller turn on Austin Theory. Because right now I don't see it, and quite honestly, I don't really give a shit. The only thing that I have rolling through my mind is, why are we breaking up solid tag teams in order to get both of these guys as singles competitors? Meanwhile, you're taking away a solid team from the tag team division, and you're leaving the tag team division one team short. That's the only thing that I'm concerned about. It's the only thing I'm thinking about. I don't think they do this and rush to it right away, because I'm going to need a little bit of an emotional fucking play here. You got to give me a reason to care, and right now I don't care. But DIY finally win the Tag Team Championships. Where they go with the titles, I don't know. The division is pretty fucking weak. Street Profits are the only answer right now. Which begs the question, I don't know why WWE ended up splitting the titles at WrestleMania when they did, instead of keeping one set of titles that splits between both shows. Questions, questions, questions. I don't know. But DIY win, very good match, and the throwbacks to take over in Toronto against FTR, the Revival, were beautiful. And if that match means something to you like it does to me, you noticed all those callbacks immediately. And I love it. Greatest tag team match in the company's history. The show ended. We got 2 minutes left in the show because normally here in New York, the show goes off the air at 9:57 on Channel 5. We were left with a 2-minute vignette of the Bloodline. And I love the way this was shot. Smoky, eerie, kind of mob boss-like. The Bloodline sitting around, very Goodfellas-esque, right? Looking like they were going to whack somebody over here. The Bloodline sitting down with Solo Sikoa in the center. Jacob Fatu stoically in the background. You can't even see his face. Then you got infamous Tangaloa and the right-hand man, Tama Tonga. Solo Sikoa says he is now the tribal chief as he's going over what the Ulafala means. He says he is the tribal chief now. And Sikoa challenged Roman Reigns to take the title of tribal chief from him. Sikoa then says he's coming for Cody Rhodes, and Cody will eventually learn to acknowledge Solo Sikoa as the new tribal chief. The show goes off the air with all of them posing with the ones in the air, and SmackDown comes to a close. Solo, man, he's fitting into this role quite nicely. The last 2 weeks, Solo has really stepped up his game. The presentation of Solo Sikoa is finally starting to come into form. I thought he sounded great tonight. He looked great last week with the attack on Paul Heyman. And like I said, I do think Solo Sikoa is going to challenge Cody Rhodes for the WWE title. And I do think that starts at Money in the Bank heading into SummerSlam. I think Solo Sikoa pins Cody Rhodes tomorrow night. That's where I think we go. SmackDown, guys, I wish there was more for me to discuss. There really isn't much for me to discuss, just like there wasn't much for WWE to give us tonight. Go home show. Everything is laid out. We'll see all of these plans fully in motion tomorrow night at Money in the Bank. And it's going to be a very newsworthy evening. Thank you guys for all your support. Appreciate you hanging out with me on this Friday night. SmackDown in the books. Tomorrow night I will be live after Money in the Bank to talk about it all with you guys. Can't wait to spend some time with you guys and talk about what is going to be one of WWE's biggest shows of the year. Follow me on social media at JD from NY206, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Cameo. Hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on the bell for notifications. Make sure you guys go check out all the other content on the channel. We were live on Monday for Raw. Tuesday night, Titans was live with me and the Sala Monster. Episode 55. Go and check that out. Wednesday, Jesse and I were live for what was a tremendous AEW Dynamite. Live tonight for SmackDown. Live tomorrow for Money in the Bank. And I may be live for Heatwave. We don't know yet. It'll be a game time decision. Hit that thumbs up, guy. Let's try for 1,000 likes on tonight's stream. Our sponsor tonight needs no introduction, man. You've seen the ads. You guys know what you're getting. You heard us talk about it a million times on this show. And I bet there's a big part of you, no pun intended, that wants to give our next sponsor a try. Like Damian Priest says, all rise for the Judgment Day. What am I talking about? I'm talking about Blue Chew. This isn't your grandpa's blue pill, man. This is the one pill. The only pill. Blue Chew is a unique online service that provides the same active ingredients as Viagra and Cialis. And it comes in a chewable tablet. And it comes in at a fraction of the cost. The process is very simple. You sign up at BlueChew.com. Consult with one of their licensed online medical providers. And once you are approved, you're going to receive your prescription within days. No questions asked. They're made in the USA. They're prepared and shipped directly to you. Very discreetly, right to your front door. And the best part is, it's all done online. There's no visits to the doctor's office, no awkward conversations, no waiting in line at the pharmacy. None of that. You can take them anytime, day or night. Plan ahead. Be ready whenever that opportunity does arise. Blue Chew wants to give you that extra confidence when you need it. So why not? Blue Chew wants the entire country like Juice Robinson, man. Rock hard. That's the mission. It's been the mission every time I talk about it, man. They know it. You know it. They want you to know it. Make sure you guys go check BlueChew.com. Read all the info. Discover your options at BlueChew.com. And I've got a special deal for all my listeners, man. Make sure you guys use promo code JD at checkout. $5 shipping and handling is all you need to get yourself a free sample on the podcast. BlueChew.com, code JD. I want to thank them for once again sponsoring the show right here on Off the Script. Let's get into these super chats. Michael Krause with a $2 super chat. I hope everyone had a great 4th. JD and the OTS family. Thank you, Michael. Not a big holiday guy, but kept it simple. Garrison with the 2 months. Randy Orton is the only person I want to see beat Cody for the title. We don't need a Roman versus Cody 3. Fuck those other guys and happy 2 months. Roman does not need any title anymore from this point on. When he comes back, he's the biggest babyface in the entire company. Facts. And it's going to be great when he gets back. Wrestling Bro 91 with a 199. Dynamite was the best wrestling show this week. I will have to agree. Yes. The ratings seemingly do not show it, though. Mr. Team Bring It with a 199. Best Money in the Bank cash in. Also, which one is the worst? I will probably go Baron Corbin or Austin Theory is the worst. And the best one, my personal favorite, obviously, is Seth Rollins. After that, it's Adam Copeland, Edge. You know what? And I will throw his name in the discussion as well. Dolph Ziggler. Dolph Ziggler cashing in was fucking great. Triple M. $2 super chat. Gotta teach Salvation's Edge while watching Money in the Bank. I don't know who you're teaching, bro, but it ain't gonna be me. When I am working, man, I am focused on work. I do want to learn it, though. Setsuka with a $4.99. Looking forward to DIY in the Triple H era. It's about to get serious with this division with tag team champions and the lineage. Promo and main event will make WWE better. I have a feeling Triple H is going to rewrite the entire Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa saga. Just me. Andre Benson with a $5 super chat. Felt like WWE was being careful with the show tonight because of Fox. It felt like it to me. I wonder if anyone else felt the same way. Or maybe they just didn't have a lot going on and everything that they have laid out is already set for Money in the Bank. Mr. Team Bringer with the $1.99. Do you think you can book a better show than Tony Khan? Some days, yes. Raymond Moore with a new membership. Raymond, thank you so much, brother. Thank you for becoming a VIP right here on OTS. Adam, thank you so much for your generosity, man. $100 super chat earlier from my guy, Adam Casper. Clone Force with the 2 months. Orton versus Fatu at SummerSlam. No. I'm going Orton and Kevin Owens. The Joker's Voice with a $5 super chat. Hail JD and Off the Script. Do you see Jay possibly getting involved either during or in the after the 6-man tag team match? Having my normal Jameson Ginger. OTS is the best. I do not see Jay getting involved, though it is a possibility. Everybody will be under the same roof and will be in the same building. It's always a possibility, Joker. Ricardo with a 47 months. This guy is 1 month away from the Mustang emote. Ricardo, oh my goodness. 1 month from the Dark Horse. Thank you, JD, for continuing to be the industry standard for the IWC. Love you, Ricardo. Thank you so much, brother. Jeremy, 2006, with 33 months, going to Texas to do storm work tomorrow. Hopefully, I'll be able to catch the PLE and your post show tomorrow. OTS Flight. Jeremy, please be safe. Please be safe, brother. Scripps with 34 months. 34 months and counting, getting close to my championship title. Oh, yeah. Thank you for being a member here, brother. Gordon Barry with $4.99. How long will Roman not have a title when he comes back? I don't think Roman needs to win a title ever again. Why are we already putting the title back on Roman? That's what I want to know. Triple M. $2 super chat is like, nah, teaching homies. Got you and Jesse whenever, though. Thank you, brother. I am definitely taking you up on that offer. Ali. Hey, JD, how would you picture Roman's return at SummerSlam? Paul Heyman comes out when Solo's about to win the world title. Just walks up, stops on the stage, camera zooms in. Call Roman Reigns, and his theme music hits. Solo at that point doesn't do anything, man. He's frozen in fear. Wrestling Russ with a $10 super chat. You think Judgment Day will interfere, causing Damian to lose by DQ, then to face leaving Judgment Day? It's always a possibility. I don't think that Damian Priest is going to lose via gentleman's agreement and then be booted out of Judgment Day. I think it's more effective if Finn Balor and the rest of Judgment Day kick Damian Priest out on their own. Doesn't sit right with me with Damian Priest losing a match and then all of a sudden, all right, guys, I'm gone. I got to leave Judgment Day. Gordon Barry with a $4.99. If Tiffany doesn't win Money in the Bank, do you think her tweet played a role in that decision? No. I do not. I don't know why everybody is making a big deal about a fucking tweet. Or an Instagram story. Whatever the fucking dilemma was that was regarding her months ago. Ralph Jr. Trozo with a $2 super chat. Blue Chew, get a stiff, pull it out, enjoy Money in the Bank, OTSF. You mean OTS for life? And yes, you pop a Blue Chew and you get Juice Robinson rock hard. Yes, that's the way the deal works. Jeremy 2006 with a $2 super chat. I will be safe. Thank you. Well, we want you back in the venue, bro. You gotta be safe and get back here, man. WrestleMess with a $1.99. Sammy retains by DQ when Braun loses his shit. Could be. Or Sammy just straight up pins Braun Breaker. Fluky. And Furious Nation with a $4.99. What's up, JD? Love DIY winning the titles tonight in the same city as NXT TakeOver Toronto 2016. Can't wait for them to eventually feud when the time is right. Yes, I do think Triple H is rewriting Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa's story on the main roster. Videos by HBP with a $5 super chat. Did you notice the male announcer said Chelsea Green's name the way Samantha Irving does? I did, and I don't like it. That should be Samantha Irving's gimmick, not Mike Rome's. And did you notice Naomi's wheels turning during that promo with Bayley? Maybe I missed it. I mean, is there a tease that Naomi may be going heel? Why are we... Naomi... I guess Naomi needs something, right? She needs something. Right now, nothing's working for her. I don't know. Anyway, guys, thank you very much for all your support. I appreciate you stopping by. It's a slow night, man. I know Fridays go-home shows are not really all that exciting, but tomorrow night, man, I'm expecting a big night. I'm expecting you guys to show up big for Money in the Bank. I'm expecting about full lodge tonight. I can say tonight. It's about midnight. Tonight for Money in the Bank. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining me here on Friday night. Follow me on social media at JD from NY206. Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Cameo. Hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on the bell for notifications. And make sure you guys check out all the other content on the channel. There's plenty of it. And the thumbs up. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up on the way out. Always a great help to me and the channel when you do so. Guys, Money in the Bank, Saturday night, Toronto. It's going to be a big night. I'll see you guys tomorrow right here for the official review on Off the Script. I'll see you guys tomorrow.